Hey everyone, Double Trader here. In today's video I'm going to walk you through a quick recap of the London Open session. So let's talk about the context that was present before the London Open session on April 9th. So previous days we had a large range day yesterday, which usually historically makes the London Open session rather problematic and likely high resistance. So that's first point that should be noted for measuring the expectations. Then I liked the March 2nd new week opening up, how the price closed above it, and I was suspecting a potential bullishness due to that new week opening up, offering potential support to the price. So I was holding a more of a bullish stance on the higher time frame still, and therefore I was preferably looking for intraday buy-side liquidity pools to being run out, right? So that was the context that I was thinking of before the session, and now let's watch how the session actually played out. So yeah, at the beginning I annotated the buy-side liquidity on the daily chart, the premium week, the hourly BSI, and the intraday or the buy-side liquidity from previous days range as potential best case scenario to reach for. I noted that price made relatively close jagged before this 2 a.m. open, which was my line in the sand that I didn't want the price to come back there. I wanted to see price repel higher from it. And yeah, here I was anticipating a potential market maker sell model that could fail and trade higher, but the price was really spending a lot of time inside of this inefficiency, which made me already like step back, and I took it as a red flag initially. So I was waiting for some cleaner and more precise or obvious price action, but still it was spending too much time around the inefficiency here, which made me concerned that it could run the sell-side liquidity nonetheless and complete the market maker sell model here on the 15 second chart. As you can see, this is sped up, but still how much time it spent inside of this inefficiency, that was pretty significant amount of time distortion inside of it. So through all of this price action, I was basically waiting for a breakout eventually, one way or another. It took out the sell side liquidity, and that was a moment where I was like suspecting that let's see if it can offer me any reasonable strength and run higher for the buy side. But it didn't show me anything. It actually started consolidating. It formed this relatively cool highs with inversion fair value gap that I was suspecting that it could run higher, but it didn't offer me anything that I liked as my entry model. So at this point I was like, alright, that was very suspect. It's probably going to run below this low, and it turned into a market maker sell model here that was actually completed to the downside and delivered pretty nicely. And that was another time where I was like thinking, alright, so this is maybe a chance for the price to trade higher. I basically outlined the mountain where it could climb to, but price was really hesitant to offer any strength in here. So at that point I was like considering that it's likely to trade lower for an old low, the same low that I didn't want to see being violated if bullish. But I was wrong about my bias, about my initial expectation. It didn't offer me any long, so I didn't took a loss. going long, but yet I basically didn't participate in the short run too. So here it clears the old low, sells a liquidity, and that was basically it for my London Open session. I didn't want to do much more. So quick summary, I haven't taken any trades today. I was wrong about the London Open session raw liquidity. Price actually targeted sells a liquidity instead to the buy side that I was possibly looking for. Since I was looking for longs, I focused on price action after sell side liquidity was taken. However, every time that happened today, price was very sloppy and lacked precision, so that made me lose confidence in the longs and helped me avoid unnecessary losing trades. At some point I recognized that price would likely move lower and I could have shifted my bias to look for shorts. However, since that would be against the higher time frame bias, I preferred not to do so. And yeah, good patience and adherence to the protocols by me.